right, hello. I'm here to ask for some help. And it's fun kind of help. It's not anything serious. I'm not trying to track down any parts or how to figure out how to fix something. It's just history sort of stuff. And I'm going to guess that if you choose to go digging for information, you're probably just going to find the same stuff I did. But just in case, I thought I'd throw it out there, see if anybody has a little piece of information that I don't have, and you can just share it in the comments. So that's number one. Number two is I have a habit of mixing things up. And so if I happen to say Star made the frame, I am wrong, okay? And so let me get that straight. What I want to say is that Star made the parts, but not the frame. I'm just saying that ahead of time because I don't want to start this over. Okay, so here it goes. This is the gun that we're going to talk about. It is a FI Model D 380. And it is essentially a version of a Star D or a DK. Okay, they're, for the most part, the same gun. So here's the story, roughly speaking, that I have. And I've got this off of a website that a lot of people think is actually an official Star Firearms website. It's not. It's run by an enthusiast who's an amateur historian when it comes to Star firearms and Spanish firearms in general. Okay. And he admits he doesn't know it all and that he's speculating on a lot of his information because it's kind of hard to put the record together when you're dealing with a company that's long gone. Okay. So back when, I'm going to guess 60s or 70s, I don't know, Colt and Star decided to produce a gun together because Colt wanted to have a compact 380 single action 1911 style gun in their lineup. And so Star and Colt worked out a deal where Star would make the parts and Colt would make the frame, and the parts would be imported over, assembled in the U.S. and sold as the Colt pony. Well, that didn't really happen. They made 50 guns, roughly, and then they backed out of the deal. So Iver Johnson took over the deal, and also a little later, a company called FI got in on it, separately from Iver Johnson, and they both started producing a version of this gun, which is based off the Star DK, if I haven't already mentioned that. So, okay. So that part is pretty clear. That part is roughly accurate. I don't really have dates on when any of this happened, but I'm going to guess this probably happened in the 50s or 60s. So why do I care? Well, there's just this thing called the Gun Control Act of 1968. And if a frame was produced, I think that it would have to have some sort of country of origin marks or importation marks, manufacturer marks, something on it, even if it was just a part being brought over here to be assembled as a complete firearm. So that makes me believe that the frames were made here in the U.S. and that the parts truly were made in Spain. And there are people who said they have a Iver Johnson or an FI that actually say Star on it. Okay, so, but the frame itself is a little strange, and that it has a lanyard. Now, the American market has no desire to have a lanyard on their firearms. And so, why? Here's the speculation. That it was so the gun would be high enough that it could be imported under the 1968 Gun Control Act. But why would it have to be that height if it wasn't being imported and it was actually being made here? And then it has adjustable sights. Why would it have adjustable sights on a gun this size? You typically don't put adjustable sights on there. You just have fixed sights unless the gun was imported and needed that for importation laws. Again, the Gun Control Act. Also, the frame is devoid of manufacturer, devoid of importation, devoid of typically with Spanish arms. There will be on the frame a date code on here, which is just a letter and a number that'll tell you the year that it was made. Not on here. So I give up. This is just a real mystery. How did this gun come to be? Was it made here? Was it just assembled here? Who made the frames? Nobody really knows. There's no clear answer on there. It's a cool little gun. And just so you know kind of why it's a cool little gun. Not this particular gun. This gun is ass. It's pitted all to hell. It was very mistreated. Though it doesn't look like it was ever fired. It does look like it was bought, stuck in a drawer, forgotten about for about 60 years. And then it ended up in my possession as a parts gun. Though I'm debating on whether that's now going to be a parts gun or if I'm just going to find a new slide for it because the frame's okay. So let's go over its cool features. First off, let me get comfortable here. It is unusual for calibers 380 and 32 to be anything other than a simple blowback mechanism. But Star decided that no, we're going to make a swing link just like a full-size 1911. That's kind of cool. That means you're going to get a little less recoil, a bit of a stronger gun. Just kind of neat. All right. Second thing is I really like this beaver tail here. So let me just make sure you all see it. That is clear. All right. Look at that. Look at that beaver tail there. Let's lower this hammer. You're not going to get hammer slap and you are not going to get slide bite. This is a very nice grip for such a small firearm. Okay, this is definitely a nice feel to it. The magazine does not have a traditional floor plate on it, you know, with the toenail, because how the frame is designed here in the grip, it fits flush. Personally, I would cut the lanyard off, but it fits flush right there, and it fits really good in the hand. Even with the pinky sticking off the end, it just feels good. In fact, that little lanyard there actually gives your pinky something to press up against, so it's not floating out in space. So let's do that underneath, right there. Okay. So that's kind of cool thing number one about it. Cool thing number two is it being a Star pistol in essence. Star magazines work in it. Here's a Star 380 magazine, holds 8 rounds. I believe this is to an SM. I'm not entirely sure. I've been scrounging up magazines for my SI anywhere I can get them, and so who knows what I've gotten. That's been a smorgasbord. So anyways, it fits, it locks in, no problem. Not really a surprise. It's a Star magazine. Now another thing, and a lot of people know this, is that Llama makes a very similar gun in 32 and 380. And there's a Llama magazine. Sticks out a little bit, works just fine. And by the way, the Star magazines, the longer Star magazines, work in my Llama as well. Obviously the shorter ones don't. You get it. There's another thing. This is, I believe, to a Colt Mustang, or something similar to a Colt Mustang. And fits right in there. Which makes me kind of wonder about the Springfield and the SIG and the Rock Island Baby Rock and all those, if they would fit. And I suspect that they probably would. But just to throw a wrench into that, here's another Colt 380 magazine. And this one does not lock into place. It's just a little too long, and the lips seem to be of a different design. Though this does work in my Llama, no problem. So anyways, it's an interesting gun, and I just wonder if any of you might be able to shed a little bit more history on how it came to be, because there's just some very contradictory information, and just some things about it just don't make a heck of a lot of sense. I will mention one more thing, if I didn't mention this, is the serial number is the only marking on the frame, which starts with a CPA, which a lot of people have speculated stands for Colt Pistol Automatic. Could be. I don't know. Did Colt sell off their frames? Or I just don't know. So thank you for listening to this. And if you do provide any information, thank you for that as well. Bye.